You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
T-Boz.
Yay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
I'm
for
really
having me.
mad that we just got your book this morning.
Oh, for real?
But all during the show this morning, if I was a little off, I was actually sitting here reading the book because there's a lot in there that I had no idea about.
Oh, thank you for reading it.
It's a very dark title, by the way. It's a double entendre, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It means good and bad. So,
Got you.
But that's the reality of my life. I have sickle cell, and I've had an awesome life as well. One that I was
Tiana
told I
T-Boz.
couldn't have. Yeah, both.
Now, recently, Prodigy passed.
Yeah.
And we all know that he had sickle cell.
Absolutely.
And how hard is it to fight and deal with sickle cell? Because usually they say people with sickle cell is not supposed to live that long.
39 is the age, right?
I thought
No,
20
it used to be 30, and then they said 45. So when I was 7 years old, they misdiagnosed me, and the doctor basically said I wouldn't live past 30. I would never have kids, and I would be disabled my whole life. So I superseded that. But as soon as he told me that, my mom looked at me and she was like, God has the last say so in your life. We'll talk in the car. So I was like, okay. So with my mom being so strong, I just never believed that doctor because I really went on my faith and
So the
what my
doctor
mom
told
taught
you
me.
that at the age of 7?
At
Just
At 7, he didn't
Which
even
is
pull my
so
mom
crazy.
aside.
That's crazy.
He should have told your mom. He had to tell
Yeah.
you.
Damn it, man.
He said it in front of me, and
Now,
I
what was your
looking at my
reaction when he
mom.
said you're going to die soon? Like,
I looked at my mom because as a little girl, you're like, what? Because I always had a dream. Like when I was 7, I could never see my face, but I had on baggy clothes, which is crazy. And
Which became your future, by the way.
right. And I would be running from the left side of the stage with all these people screaming to the right, and I always had that vision vividly, always since I was 7. And it's ironic that he would say that. So I looked at her like, that's not really, like, it just threw me off.
How hard is it not to make that agreement with your life at 7, though? Because at 7, people plant seeds in your head. Somebody tell you you're going to die at 30. Why wouldn't you believe that?
Because my mom was more powerful to me, I guess. You know, that's who raised me, and I think her faith. And I grew up in church, and my mom was like the big kahuna, the lead singer, and my mom and my dad sing. So, just our relationship, I just believed what my mom said. Like I believed in God, and I believed, that she was right. Doctors practice medicine, and that doesn't have to be my story. And she always said, as long as I kept my morals, integrity, and character intact, she would support anything I did as long as I did the best at whatever I chose. So I was like, okay. And she was like, you can do whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it. Thank you. And that's what I did. She didn't treat me sickly.
How did Prodigy's death affect you, though?
It hit me hard, just the same way when my cousin died, because I have the same disease. And it bothers me every time. I mean, I found out later he choked on an egg. But, just knowing at first, I kind of went on a Twitter rant at first because I just feel like predominantly it affects us, Black people, African Americans, whatever. And for us not to stick together on all fronts, it bothers me.
Now, you start the book off with a lot of information about sickle cell disease, which I thought was important because a lot of us don't really know enough about it, about the different kinds of sickle cell disease that you can have and how is no cure for it at all. But they said now, I think you wrote in the book that if you're under a certain age, they can prevent it.
Yeah, they have started healing babies in the womb. You can get tested before you, conceive or whatever, and choose to have a baby, to make sure both parents don't give the child the disease. But it's just so much lack of knowledge, even with doctors, and there's just not a lot of awareness, and that's why I started this event, which I'm having September 27th. It's called T-Boz Unplugged. So Snoop Dogg, Naughty by Nature, The Brat, Raphael Sadiq, Eric Bellinger, Faith, SWV, they all helped me give a concert, and all 100% of the proceeds go to help sickle cell. But I don't deal with the SCDAA, the regional, board, because they try to take the money that I raised and they don't utilize me as an artist and they don't help me. And it's unfortunate that the donations that are given are from everybody else of a different nationality except for our people, but it's us that it affects the most. So, and I'm not saying that from something I don't know. I'm out here fighting every day because I want to live. They don't have a cure for people my age. I want to raise my daughter. My kids need me. I want to live too. So what about us? If you're over 40, they're not even trying to figure out a cure.
You think because they think you're going to die soon?
they think we're already damaged. And so like when I take an X-ray, I have to do like MRIs with contrast, which is the ink, because I light up like a Christmas tree because I have so much damage to my organs. Like I lost my spleen, but God still looked out. I grew 2 accessory spleens, which I didn't even know.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
grow
know
spleens?
either.
Do that.
That's crazy.
You can grow baby spleens attached to your dead spleen.
Really?
Look, I'm telling you, doctors walk out and they're like, I don't even know how she's still here.
Wow.
You
but
might be an
she's
X-Men.
here. Oh, who?
A mutant. Like Wolverine. I'm serious. You never know. People are
What
different.
about a miracle?
A miracle
Why
too.
gotta be a mutant?
gotta
That
be a
just
mutant.
don't
Oh,
even sound
by the
right.
way, in the movie, because they can't say
fake.
mutant, I think in the Fox
X-Men is
movies
fake, bro.
or the Disney's, so they say miracles.
And
So
They
you
say
are a
miracles instead of
miracle.
mutants. Yeah.
It was a miracle.
It was a miracle.
Okay.
So you always knew you were destined for greatness from a young age, being that both your parents were singers, but you did tell a lot of information about your dad. And you, even though you guys are working on your relationship, how did he feel? Like, did he say anything to you about what you said about him in the book? I mean, it was all factual, obviously, but I'm sure there's things that he has to be, when he looks back, ashamed of.
Nah, he wasn't ashamed because I said something about him in the first book. And he basically lied, like he was in denial. Because sometimes when you read about yourself, you know, some people just don't want to tell the truth. So he probably hasn't read it. And if he reads it, I don't care what he thinks because that's what happened. And maybe sometimes it takes somebody to tell you about yourself to see what you did.
Right.
Because that's what happened. That's what happened.
Did
Yeah,
that
you say-
first book help repair your relationship in any way?
No, what repaired our relationship is I said to myself, because I also explained where my anger came from when I was little and my dad lying to me continuously and, you know, letting his wife abuse me and, you know, take advantage of me.
Abuse you, like beat you?
One of them tried to throw me in like a hot bath of water, or like if I was eating, she would slap my food on the floor and say, if you don't do this, I'm gonna tell you, you know, blackmail me. I'm
Yeah.
like 8, 7, 6, whatever. And so, and if I was holding his hand, she would slap my hand out and take his, and he just would never say anything.
Which is crazy. That's his daughter.
That's my point. So as an adult, I came to the realization of I'm just hurting myself being angry, and that's not going to change anything because he's still going to be who he is. So it's on God to fix him, or whether he repents or apologizes, whatever. The Bible says I'm supposed to honor thy father, so I'll love him from afar. And if we grow, then cool. If not, I'll still love my dad. But I just, you know.
So y'all don't speak much?
I mean, yeah, he'll text me on holidays and ask about the kids, but I mean, you know, and I did a show and he was fronting for the cameras basically and was saying like, oh, Chase, if you ever need to talk, he don't call Chase. He's never even met Chance, my son.
Wow.
And he's 2. So, but you know, I told the story not because I'm still mad at my dad. I love my dad because he's still my dad. And I couldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And I forgave him because it was healthy for me.
Right.
It had nothing to do with him.
But it just shows how you treat other people in your life, maybe just because of that, like being disappointed. You hate when people lie to you, you said, because your dad would lie.
Yeah,
So it
that
just
started
shows.
early on. So I have a problem with liars, boy. Woo, hoo, hoo,
Especially
hoo.
grown-ass adult liars, too. I can tolerate it from kids a little bit, but when you're a grown-ass adult, what you lying for?
That's my. You talking about something? Give me 38 hot, boy. Go ahead and lie. See, and that's where I get real angry because it's just I'm just not a liar. Like if I said something, if I'm bold enough to say it behind your back, then I should be able to say it in your face. That's how I was raised. So it is what it is with me. But you know, at the end of the day, he'll probably read it and think it's not like that. But I don't care. I said that for other people who may be going through something like that to show my growth because I learned from it, I healed from it, and I moved on from it. And I'm not one of those chicks like, oh, yeah, I hoe because my daddy. Nah. It doesn't have to be that way. You hoe because you choose to hoe.
Now, you say your father didn't show up for Christmas one year because he was getting married to another woman?
Yeah.
That's a good excuse not to show up for Christmas. I'm being honest with
But
you. I got to wait.
you can't tell your little girl that's 3 or 4 to wait by the window. Hey, T Booger, Daddy's gonna bring you some gifts. Look out the window, and you're never
You know
gonna
you're not
come.
showing
You know
up.
you're not showing.
Sheesh.
Like that's
not
foul.
funny. That's not funny. That's not
I'm
funny.
gonna hit you out that window. Y'all gonna have to go pick him up.
How
No,
long was you waiting by the window?
it is
though?
funny
That
now.
is a hell
fell
of a lie.
asleep.
Now I see
No,
why you're mad for real, for real. That
No,
is-
it was a whole bunch of stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
though. So check this out. It is kind of funny now, but whatever, Charlamagne. So I wait by the window, and this is like Christmas Eve.
How
And
long
he's
were
like,
you by the window? I'm just curious.
Oh, I fell
next
asleep
day.
at the window.
Damn it, man.
And my mom put me in the bed, so because when she tried to tell me, like, sweetheart, I don't think he's coming, I'm like, no, he said so. You know how little kids are, crying and screaming. And I think my mom overcompensated. Child, I woke up that Christmas. I had a real roller coaster in the living room. I had a merry-go-round, you know, the little
That you
thing
could
with
really
the 3
get on.
horses.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, she cleared out the whole house. And I had an amusement park down there. So I think I was a bit spoiled because, you know, I had enough love, though, from my family and everything else. And I talk about my cousin who was murdered by the band member. And to me, he was like a father figure because that's who I was around the most. And I was mad at my dad, too, because I felt like he took him away from me. As soon as he went to Florida, 3 days later, he was murdered.
And you even said your dad, another wife, tried to like sleep with.
Oh, child, he's still married to her. Yeah.
Oh.
That's my stepmama.
Jeez, what happened?
See,
to you?
I don't do that. I don't claim that one. My father remarried too. I don't call her my stepmom.
I don't call her either.
Yeah,
I don't either. That's his wife. That's what
that's
I said.
there you go. That's
I
my
didn't know he
daddy
was still
wife.
married to
There you
her.
go.
He's still married to her, so I'm like, if they have a problem with it, it's like, girl, you know what you did. Stop playing.
What she do? You tell me. I don't know.
Oh, she tried to sleep with 2 of my boyfriends and my ex-husband.
Jeez.
That's hot.
Showing her panties. How's that hot?
How's that hot, Charlamagne?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
You just talking. He just talking. You just trying to mess with me. I ain't studying you.
That's why
Stop
Chili
that.
don't like him.
I have nothing to do with none of that. I'm just here. See, I didn't call you no names. I'm being nice to you, but you better stop. Look,
And then you also get in depth about your relationship with Dalvin
yeah,
from Jodeci.
a little bit.
Yeah,
little bit.
That was a mess.
It was, wasn't it? That was that young
I was into
love,
this.
hate, love, or whatever.
She
I
was
don't know.
fighting other girls and everything. I mean,
Oh yeah, the girl. I broke her jaw and her eye socket. It was bad.
Jeez.
I know it was bad.
who knew?
I know.
But
I didn't know you used to be a scammer at 17 either.
oh yeah.
Oh, a what?
A scammer, check fraud and all kind of stuff.
No, I wasn't a scammer. I did that. Hold up. Did you read it?
if you was
I read it.
if you was
it wasn't
if you
my
was with
check.
somebody who was doing it, and
But that doesn't
assisting
make me a
them,
scammer because
She
I
didn't
didn't
know.
know.
She
I didn't
didn't
know.
Oh.
That's why I didn't get locked
I
up.
was like, did she really not know?
My boyfriend at the time, who wasn't, I can't cuss, wasn't, you know,
Shit.
ish.
Right.
He had me sign a check and said, could you cash this for me because I don't have a bank account. They
Oh,
set
boy.
me up.
Set
Had you
up.
signed it.
FBI crashing
it wasn't
through my
yours?
house. I didn't take none
How
of the
much was it
money. I
for?
was doing a favor. It was
and
like
now if your boyfriend's
couple
like,
of
hey, could
thousand,
you?
it
I don't
wasn't
have a
lot.
bank account. Can you put this in the bank
Yeah,
for me
you
and
would
give
do
me the
that
cash?
for him. I had a job. I had a bank account. I was working in the hair salon. I was like, okay, I'll do this. But I'm not knowing it was this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was
Goodness
not
gracious.
a scammer. I did still close, though. That was
So you
about
told
it.
Yo,
on him when they
booster.
came and got you. You told on him. He was like, "This ain't my check."
I didn't tell on him, though.
didn't?
I just said I plead my innocence now. And I repeated myself so much it was hilarious.
Did you
When-
tell on him?
No.
He just said no.
I
Oh.
didn't tell. I'm not a snitch. They already knew who
But
did
you
it.
know
That's
what?
not snitching if you wasn't
Come on,
committing
he
a crime,
would have had
though.
you in jail.
No, if I would have
Exactly.
told it was him, I
That's
didn't do that.
fine. You a
No,
civilian.
I still got out of it. All I had to do was prove my innocence. I have no idea, sir. I just wrote a check for a friend. You know, it's like that kind
But
of
you
thing.
still could have potentially went down for that.
Yes,
'cause
you
it's
could have.
just
Yeah,
up to whether or
absolutely.
not they
that's
believe
when
you.
that's when I was like, would I snitch? No, you.
Yeah,
And ain't
that's
nothing
when
wrong-
you
but
better
that's not
snitch.
that's not snitching though, because you're a civilian and he
don't
put you in
think
a
so?
he put you
Yeah.
in a situation where your freedom was threatened. He didn't
That's
care about
true.
you. So look, nope, it was him.
Yeah.
How much
probably.
time? How much time did he get?
He actually got off of it. His friend was the one who really did it, and they
So he
what do you
snitched.
call it? Extradited him to North Carolina, but he ended up paying time for something he didn't do. So I believe that was karma.
Karma, yeah.
And
Now,
you
you
was
and
a booster though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. Out of them all.
Yeah.
And what'd you do? Just to wear the clothes? Or?
Yeah, because I wanted to go to Jelly Beans and look fly. That movie ATL, that was about my life.
Jelly Beans, the
Lauren
skating
London
ring,
played
right?
me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was broke. I was living in East Point, College Park, you know, Headland and Delowe, what Outkast talk about. That was my hood. So, girl, I couldn't even afford $3 to get into.
Was your mom like, where are you getting money for these clothes from?
Yeah, she did, but I would lie. But and then it's funny
You ain't
because
never
my
steal or
mom read
nothing?
the book.
What kind of daughter are you?
That's what she said. She was like, I taught you better than. My mom was so mad when she read the book. I was like, Mom, there's 2 things you're going to find out about. It was the girl that I put in the hospital for 2 months. Because I had lied and told her that I slammed my hand in a car door.
And that's how you broke in.
And that's how I broke my hand and not on this girl's face. And so I was like, there's 2 things I never told the truth about.
Oh, man.
Well, 3 things. Stealing your car, beating up the girl,
And
and
boosting.
boosting. And Nicole, my friend, snitched me out one time when we was in the hospital, but she just said she didn't know the extent of the stealing. So I was like, okay.
Did you ever get caught?
No.
Oh,
How much did you steal?
good.
Did you steal once or twice, or you did it like did it?
Well, it's y'all's fault because a New Yorker taught me. Nah, I
I can believe
my
it.
friend
Probably
from
somebody
New
from Brooklyn.
York,
Was she from Brooklyn?
Sabrina. I hope she's listening. Sabrina, I used to go with my $100 and leave with like one Guess jump overall thing and like a pair of socks or something because they were like $85. Then all my money would be gone. And this heifer here would have like shoes, shirts, and you start getting the onesies. Well, how you do that?
You just snitched on Sabrina, by the way.
Definitely
Yeah,
still
Sabrina. So what? She knows.
Statute of limitations is over.
We're grown now. We're grown now. And like she said,
I
it's
used to steal
over.
from the mall too. So I mean, when I was young,
But see, I tell my good and my
You look
bad.
like you
I'm
steal
not.
from the mall now.
I don't
No,
have
she
to do that
doesn't.
now.
Hello,
but
high five.
The braids.
Put it in her
He wrong.
I definitely
Stop.
used to.
No, but I really told the good and the
I
bad.
used to return stuff just like you said. You would get like
The
if it was
money.
under $50, they don't need a receipt. They just give you like
the cash, and that's how I pay to go to Jelly Beans and stuff.
But it's not like that anymore. So you can't. It's not even as easy to.
No, but see, the thing is I learned and I grew, and still the things I did, bad and good, made me who I am today. So the book is very honest and open, and I even tell the wrong things I've done because I learned from them.
It would have been worse if you was stealing when you was in TLC because y'all really didn't have no money.
But
then
hold
either.
on, no. When Lisa and me went to the store, this funny. My mom talked about that the other day. So we couldn't afford to buy a cake, and we wanted to make her a birthday cake. So Lisa put on this long dress to her ankles, and she put on some pantyhose. Do you know she put a carton of eggs, the icing, and the cake box in her crotch?
I respect it.
Wow.
And it's like
I
we
respect it.
baked her a beautiful cake because she was so artistic. But yeah, we had to steal the cake.
That's a good reason to
crazy.
steal, though. Somebody for a birthday cake, that's not even selfish. I respect that.
But you in a group that sold 10 million albums, and you gotta go.
That's when we had to borrow money from Andre, though. We were so broke when we were in TLC. We had to borrow $15,000 a piece to go broke, to go bankrupt.
Wow, you needed money
You had to pay to go bankrupt.
Andre, yeah, he gave us $15,000, and we paid him back once we started making money. But we were so broke we couldn't afford to go bankrupt.
Lord have mercy.
That was crazy.
That is so
You
stressful.
talk about how your mom used to bring home random men in the book, too.
No, I didn't. And
She
I'ma
did not
cut you.
say that.
She didn't say that?
You trying to call my mama a hoe?
No.
You know you ain't
She
supposed
said
to
her
talk
mom
about
would
nobody's
never
mom.
do that and bring.
I said my
Who you
mama
winning?
never
Never
brought
bring
men
random-
home.
Oh, well, this is the problem with your publicist only sending the book the day of, because we could have read it before and somebody gave us bad notes.
I didn't have a publicist. It was the book company. But you did not hear my mom.
The question is right
said-
here.
It
Look,
said she
let me
would
show
never
you.
bring home
Oh, this
random
guy's
men.
crazy.
That's what
We're
I
gonna
read
help
that
your
part.
eyeballs. Now,
In the book you mentioned that your mom would bring home strays. One of
No,
them
that's not
Vincent
random
stole
men.
a couch,
that's not
Strays.
men.
sold it, then used money to buy drugs.
Now hold on, Charlamagne. Strays is people that she's actually helping, like
She's
kids.
helping.
Yeah,
Like kids who need help and
you
family.
just interpreted that wrong. This guy's an idiot.
You better be happy
I'm not
I
an
have my
idiot.
knife today.
So you read that question, what you
didn't
think?
say- no.
I ain't gonna lie, I did it the same
Exactly.
way. But I learned not to read. I got caught too many times by.
You know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with you,
He
T-Boz.
just called my mama a hoe.
Yeah, he definitely
No.
did.
You called my mama a hoe.
No, because
Yes, you did.
Punch him in his eye
I said
socket.
you said your
Punch
mom
him in his eye
because
socket.
whether it's strays or random men, it still sound the same. I didn't say your mom was sleeping with him. Nope.
Oh, he tried
I
to clean it
didn't.
up. Punch
I
him in his
said your
eye
mom
socket.
used to bring home
That's
random
a
men.
good cleanup. We'll take
He
it.
trying.
So your man.
But okay, I can see how you could read it like that,
Yes.
but say it out loud. Say,
Yeah.
my mom is not a hoe and she did not bring
T-Boz's
men
mom is not a hoe, and she
Okay.
did not bring random men home to sleep with him. But she did bring random men home that
It
stole
wasn't
from her.
men.
She just
It
said
all-
it was
it
kids.
wasn't
Oh,
men.
just kids that she was
people
helping.
either.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I've had girl
hold on, let me
cousins
show you.
that she took care of.
Let me show you one more thing.
What?
This is the follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
How did constantly being around random men affect you growing up?
But it didn't say where the men were.
No, I'm just telling you that our
Oh, who
producers,
wrote that?
The people that need to be fired. That's all. That's basically what I'm trying to say to you.
I don't
That's
know
all
where
I'm
those
I
trying
got
to
came
caught many
from.
a time reading them
say.
things.
That's all I'm trying to say.
well,
That's all I'm
that
trying to
was
say.
But that's
my
why I
doing.
tried to make sure I read some of the book all day today as soon as I
Thank
got
you.
it so that I could have some
You know what I did when I got the
questions
book?
of my own.
I said, why they keep sending the books up here day of? Because nothing pisses you off more than doing an interview and nobody's read your book.
I'm not
I can
gonna lie.
understand that.
Yeah.
T-Boz, you came up here and I was kind of mad I had to put it down because I was into it. They kept
Oh,
asking
well,
me
that's good.
questions
Thank
and I was
you.
like, oh my God, I can't believe. So yes, I can't wait to
Well,
finish
thank
it.
you. I appreciate it.
So was Chili upset about anything in the book at all?
I don't know. She hasn't read it. I don't
She
think.
hasn't read it yet either? She
I
hasn't got
don't
the book
think
yet
so.
either?
Why would she be upset?
I'm just asking. I don't know. I don't have the book. I'm trying to ask.
Oh,
I don't know.
nah. There's
Stop trying to
nothing
act
for
like
her
you
be
read the
upset
book,
about.
bro.
know,
That's
I
why
don't-
it sounds stupid.
I didn't have
Okay,
it.
we
You
just
like you
sound
did?
we sound dumb right now. That's the truth to the matter. It is what it is.
Well,
That's
I
what-
will help y'all out. I'll answer
you.
anything so you'll know. There's nothing for her to be mad about.
Okay.
You know what I did want to ask you last time you was here? Did L.A. Reid ever sexually harass any of y'all?
I I ain't talking about him.
T-Boz just told you she punched the girl
I
in
am
the eye
not
socket and
talking
had her in the
about
hospital for
I
2
just
months.
asked.
You think he would have sexually assaulted her?
People bold, bro.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I plead the fifth.
And even in the book, despite all the drama that you had with Pebbles, you still give her credit.
Pebbles, did you hear that girl? Yeah.
Is she still
I
suing
do.
you
Now,
guys?
they just had you on Instagram the other day, Shade Room or something. You was shitting on Pebbles a little bit.
No, I wasn't. It didn't even have nothing to do with her. It was just, I'm going to tell you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Me, my daughter, and my manager were riding up the street going to a meeting to Lifetime, right? Because
What kind of car? Wasn't a Toyota RAV4, right?
no.
Just joking.
So 19 years ago, when you remember something, I was like, oh my God, that's that hotel that we were at.
Right.
And I just got out and told a story about when we were there, we were hungry, and her assistant gave us $10, $5 a piece to eat, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really concerned about her. It was just one of those, wow, can you believe
That's
that's
what
the
happened.
place?
Right.
Yeah, you get excited. And we just did it, not even really putting emphasis on her. I didn't even say her name. So how am I, you know what I mean?
No, you're right. I didn't think you was shitting on her either, but you told the truth.
Exactly. I'm good, but I ain't that good. I can't
Yeah.
make up a story like that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, and I heard people this and that. Shut up.
I mean, one thing though, you did say that LA Reid tried to give you all some money to eat, $60, and she took it back from you guys.
Yeah.
And was like, nah, y'all don't get that. Don't
then-
give no other women money.
But I do want to say this. When you have a relationship with anybody, especially one that went south, you're going to have good stories and bad stories. But I always give her credit
Right.
when it's good because that's the past and that's what she did. I have no respect for her at all, none whatsoever. But you don't see me going around bashing her because it's not about that.
Right.
I'm just telling certain stories in my life that affected me or that was funny. I actually thought it was funny. I'm like, yo, when we were in the retirement home hotel, it was funny. So it wasn't about, I'm like, oh, woe was me. It wasn't even like that.
Right.
So
What the hell did y'all buy with $5
but
to
you're
eat,
gonna,
though?
huh?
Back then, you
Back
remember
then, what'd you get for
McDonald's was
$5?
$2.99. $3.24
Raymond
with tax.
noodles and stuff like that. But what I was gonna say is ultimately, she just wants you to tell the good stories. But of course, you're gonna have some that aren't so good.
Right.
Right.
And that's a regular relationship. That's not trying to defame somebody or whatever she be saying, defamation of characters, nothing like that. You can't say what my perception is of you and say that, like, if I think you're cheap, I'm gonna get sued. Like,
Point to him when you say that.
cheap.
I'm very cheap. Frugal Vandross, baby.
Okay. I
Straight
respect
up.
that.
Now, why
But,
did you and Diddy
know,
get into it? Because you talk about that. I know you guys have made up, obviously, after that. But I didn't understand what could have happened. Like, you were supposed to work with Diddy, and you said you guys were, like, in each other's face screaming.
Okay, so I, Puff, I went to New York. I love him, by the way. And yes, we never had a problem since then. But you know how he could be sometimes. If you don't, then sometimes he gets angry. And I was angry. And I'm a more of an alpha type personality. So it just went downhill that night at the studio. It was crazy how I got there, and I'm not going to tell that part. But ultimately, I got to the studio, and this is before Big was out. And he kept leaving the studio to go work with some guy. I didn't know it was Biggie at the time. But I flew there on a short amount of time to do a song with him. He wanted to give the song to Total, but he was like, he thought that I would be a better fit for If I Was Your Girlfriend remake of Prince. So he kept pulling me out of the booth and saying, well, Prince sang like that. We just was clashing.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, he didn't. Like, I know my voice because when I sing with two tones. I even talk like that. You can hear a bass under it, and I have a higher tone. So I have two tones when I sing. So he just didn't understand my voice. To me, that was my thing. So I was like, well, F it, I'm going back and working with Dallas. That set him off. It was my idea. And so it just went back. So we made up. He wrote in. Argued all the way to the hotel, outside the hotel. But that's my homie, though. So it turned out good.
Did y'all ever
We
do
never
the
had
song?
problems since. Huh?
Did y'all do the song?
Yeah, what happened was I still went back and did it with Dallas. And Chucky, his producer, they came down to Atlanta and they kind of did it together, and it still worked out. And everybody got their credit, and it came out on the album, Crazy Sexy Cool.
Let me ask you another question that's on this paper.
Oh, boy.
What did Wendy Williams say about you guys back on her radio show that offended you? Did you say something about that in the book?
I don't remember. I don't never hardly talk about her.
Jesus.
Good job, Charlamagne.
No, I'm just sitting. It's not her fault. I'm just
Why,
wondering.
because you used to work with us?
No, that's just
That's
a
the question
random
on the
question
sheet,
there.
yeah.
I'm like, why is that question there? That's what I wanted to know.
I don't know why it's
And
there
then
either.
and then I was going to ask you what you thought about
we can
her.
ask those questions out.
Then I was going to ask you what you thought about her pictures on the beach.
That's what he was really trying to
That
segue into.
was the setup.
I know, but I'm not going to let that work. We're not talking about her.
Good job.
I'm here to talk about a book.
Got you.
Shit, I don't give her no energy at all.
So were there certain parts of this book that were very difficult for you to write that you had to contemplate, like, should I put this in or should I not? Because I know sometimes when you're telling your own story, you're telling other people's stories too.
For me, it was just opening it up to people that I don't know, because all the death scares that I have had, or the times I could have died or been in ICU, I never shared my real personal business like that, because you're really open and vulnerable at that time. There's not much deeper than fighting for your life or dying,
Right.
So I just, I'm always nervous before something comes out, and just always like hope people accept it well. I didn't want pity, like I said in the book.
Right.
I just want to raise awareness, hope that, I can help somebody else, no matter what the age is or your walk of life. Because I talk about whether it's being a single mother, a divorced woman, teased in school, whatever, maybe someone can get something out of it. And it's also therapeutic for me just to get it off my chest.
Right.
As well.
I bet it. And you talk about how you always have had this tough exterior, and part of that is because you don't want people to feel sorry for you.
Yeah, but I didn't really think it was being tough. I just thought I was moving forward and not looking back. I'm not the kind of person to be like, woe is me. Oh, I'm not a complainer like that. I don't complain when I'm sick. I just go to the hospital, do what I got to do, and get out and move on.
Right.
And to me, I don't think that's hard. that's my coping mechanism. That's how I deal with it.
Now, you said the MC Hammer tour was the best tour you had ever been on to this day.
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Tell me what that tour was like, because you didn't get into too much detail about it.
He's just he's an amazing performer. And, when you're a kid and you have a dream and you see such a big production, I thought I was hot stuff when I got to take one of his dancers' place and, dance in the show. But he's just amazing. He can dance like no tomorrow, even now to this day at his age. It's crazy.
Do you guys still keep in touch?
No, I don't know where he is.
I saw him in the lobby of a
We were all
hotel
there.
maybe like 3 years ago during a hurricane.
Right across the
Really?
street when
When they had the
Hurricane Sandy
Hurricane
hit.
Sandy hit. And he was just randomly in the lobby of the hotel.
Oh.
We struck up a conversation about social media and apps, because that's what he's into and stuff now.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I always liked him. He always put us up on game about the industry and what we should be doing and not be doing. So that's when I started finding out a lot of stuff about management and stuff like that.
Right.
Let me ask you another question that's on this page.
Oh, boy.
And I'm building a case.
Maybe you
Jesus, the
should have done
paper.
this.
I'm building a case for
Okay.
people to be fired. So I want to know, tell me if this has anything to do with the book. Aretha Franklin
I
didn't
read
want to
this too.
share a podium with you at the Rhythm and Blues Foundation Pioneer Awards, and even said to the audience, you think she looks good. I used to look like that, but way better.
Yeah, she said that.
Is that in the book, though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Just making
There you
sure.
go. See?
Just making sure.
Somebody's keeping his job.
Okay.
But this isn't from my publicist, though.
Oh, I know. It's not about you.
Okay,
It's about our
I'm just
people.
making sure.
Listen, our people wrote these
Okay.
questions. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Did you ever have a
'cause
conversation with Aretha after that or no?
She just said hi. After that, I was kind of done.
Yeah, so why was
'Cause
she
you
so jealous?
I didn't say she was jealous. I just
That sounded a little
That was
It
how
was
he
just
interpreted it.
catty.
It was, and I was like, because when you're a child, it's like bringing the past and the future, and that's when we were on top and doing and selling a lot of albums and very popular. And so I was like, the future, and it was like Isaac Hayes, Prince was in the audience, because I remember he was like, "You made me laugh," like he thought it was funny, because if you saw my face, I was calling her every kind of and my mom's face was looking like, please, because that's when I was real rowdy too, and I was about to be like, but because you could tell on my face I was thinking
about to
everything
happen.
on the planet, because she moved her poem. I want to stand by her. It started with that. Then I think because I always dressed like a boy at the time, and I had on like a see-through dress, and I looked like a girl. So when you came on stage and everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't know she had a booty," or "Ooh, look at that," or whatever, she was like, "Huh. You think she looked good? I look way better than that." I was like, "Oh,
Really?
Miss Parker just don't know."
She's an older, elderly
Yeah, so I
woman,
was
though.
like,
Yeah,
"Let
yeah,
it go, woosah," and I was like, I had to bring it back together, because I wanted to cuss her out so bad, but she was like, it's like
Aretha.
you're Aretha.
Was she big
Like, what
Aretha
are
at
you
the time?
doing?
Was she-
Yeah, she was big Aretha.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
I
why
want
you
that
gotta
to be
let
your
that one
legacy. I
slide.
cursed
Yeah,
out
yeah,
Aretha
yeah.
Franklin.
so I mean, what was I supposed to do? I was like, and I respected her, so I was like, I just got to take that L.
Now, your kids, Chase and Chance, do they know any of these stories? Like, do you?
Chase read the book.
And
She was like, it was good, but she was like, Mom, and I was like, you better never make those mistakes, never. But Chance is only 2, but
Right.
he's on tour with me still. Chase was doing our makeup on the tour, and then she had to leave the second half to go back to school.
What stuck out the most to Chase when she was reading it? Did she ask you like about anything in particular?
Yeah, when I stole my mom's car and when I beat up the girl, and she already knows I'm a little crazy, so she was just like, yeah, I could see that.
Wow.
Yeah, she seen me go off, so she knows.
How did you hide all of that though? Because it seemed like Lisa's stuff was all on Front Street about her, how crazy she was. How did you hide your crazy?
I think people knew you were kind of crazy, though.
He keeps hearing things, so I think
Absolutely,
it was more
yeah, they
word
knew
of
she was
mouth.
crazy.
But he was in the industry, MV47. The
I'm
general
definitely
public.
not nowhere near 47, but
the general-
now everybody knew you were
I'm
crazy.
general public
47.
don't
I'm
know
about
that.
to be
With that, guys,
47.
stop
I'm not 47 yet, though. But they just said that you were crazy and that you would beat a bitch ass. They said
Yeah, that was
immediately.
true.
But the
And
general
I
public
did.
didn't know that.
I beat a lot of bitches' asses.
See?
So it was like,
Like,
what?
even like, they'd be like, watch the questions you ask her. Don't get left the question.
But I'm not like that. I'm not ignorant. I only retaliate when people do something to me. Like, don't move your hands in the vicinity or none of that.
Right.
Don't be pointing, clapping, none of that. I don't understand that.
How many times you been sued?
Enough. But I never had to go to court, so that's all that matters.
That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
part of it was that, I mean, I think with Left Eye, with everything that happened, she ended up getting arrested. It was a major story. You said you guys lost a lot of endorsements and people and everything from that situation, because obviously it reflects on the whole group. But you did certain things, but you never got arrested for them, and charges weren't pressed against you. Like when you beat that girl up, she
She
didn't,
sued me.
right, but she didn't try to get you arrested
No.
because,
You threatened her again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever apologize to the people that you beat up?
Why would I do that?
Okay.
When
No,
they
you said
started
you
it.
found God
First
now
of-
and
no,
that's
hold
you.
on,
Your
now-
whole face just said, nigga, what?
Now, hold on. In all fairness, the girl was in the hospital for 2
Hold
months.
on, hold on,
just saying,
hold
you
on,
said
no.
you
But I
found
didn't know
God.
that though.
But you know now.
I mean, I still don't feel bad. She started it though. Like she started it. It is what it is. She didn't die. She all right. So the only thing I'm saying, this is what I'm saying though. I did apologize to my cousin who I fought.
Okay.
But I gave her the cousin butt whipping, not the on the street butt whipping. That's the difference. So I didn't go all out.
So you
I
didn't
just
punch her
kind
in
of
the face,
ding
just-
a couple of times just to
gotcha.
let her know, like, don't do that, you know. But I apologize. Like, see, if I care about you, I'll argue. But if I don't know you, I'm not going to give you that energy. Either we fighting or we not. That's how I look at things. And I don't condone violence. But if we're going to get into it, and if you had to take me there, why would I apologize?
Word up.
Everybody started it first.
Word up.
I just protected myself.
There you go.
Didn't y'all have beef with Bobby Brown dancers too?
They had beef with me.
Because you used to
One of
date.
them used to
Because
date
of Dalvin.
Dalvin, yeah.
Yeah, one of them
Gotcha.
dated Dalvin. It was just silly.
You and Dalvin never speak now?
Yeah, he just came to my show in Vegas on this tour.
I'm sure y'all be having some great stories about back in the day, too.
Everybody in Charlotte knows about me beating that girl. They got this thing they said, be like, don't make me T-Boz you. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's let it go. Like, that was a kid. Come on now.
The
I got
Bobby-
kids now and everything.
The girl that was Bobby Brown dancer, did you beat her too?
Nah, I wanted to. But,
Her name is Alexis.
nah, that ain't a real name.
That's not a real name.
I'm just
but
not
yeah.
going to give her no.
It's amazing they wouldn't kick these girls off the tour because anything could have popped
But they were
off.
sleeping with him.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, but,
They could have picked
no.
other
They
girls.
chose
to-
vagina over safety.
Yeah, the first time I ever had a drink, Lisa gave me 2 drinks, and I was like super drunk because I don't drink. And I let her talk me into it because we lost at American Music Awards to
Sure,
put them on the
Mix-a-Lot.
glass.
Yeah.
Not even Baby Got Back, but put them on the glass. So whatever. So I was like, what? So she gave me a Dr. Pepper and a White Russian. I'll never forget that. And
Ugh.
What a mix.
I know,
A
and
milk
I got
and
so
vodka?
sick.
Make
And
you shit
she hit
everywhere.
Lisa in the eye, and I wanted to, it's nothing worse than wanting to fight somebody and you can't.
She punched Lisa in the eye?
Yes,
Her
That's
left
how
eye?
Lisa
that's how
started
the
wearing
left eye
her.
Her left
started
eye.
wearing
Really?
the Band-Aid because it broke her eye vessel. And then, from there she did the football thing and it just became a whole thing.
Oh, wow.
See,
So why
learning
did y'all
some
beat the
stuff.
girl up when she hit Lisa?
I was drunk.
Oh, you was too drunk
She
to
couldn't
fight.
even move.
It was
She
like
could
slow
just-
Got
motion.
you.
No, Lisa. It was like one of them things. I never drank before. She hit, it was one of those.
It seemed like
And it
y'all
was
had a lot
gone.
of fun though, because like the stories that you guys have,
Absolutely.
it just seemed like Lisa first of all was off the hook, but she seemed like a really good you said you could calm her down, only you could, and she would always listen to you. But it seemed like you guys adored each other.
Absolutely.
good.
I loved her like in a special way because I've always said Lisa got away with things that I would fight somebody else for. But for some reason I never did. I wouldn't get that mad at her.
Right.
I like just understood her, because the thing about her and that I respected the most, she never cared what nobody thought. She just lived her life and did whatever. And that's a good type of freedom. Like, I wish I could be like that. You know what I mean?
Why aren't you though?
I am more so now, but I wasn't back then, you know? And I watched her do that, and I was like, wow, I admire that, because you're just carefree. You know, she'll talk about herself first. So what are you going to say if somebody admits to something? It's just
Absolutely.
like, oh, okay.
Live
So,
your truth so nobody can use your truth against you.
Yeah, so that's what she did.
I would always think that you would be more carefree. That's why I can't wait to read the book, because you have constantly been under the gun of death. So when you're constantly under the gun of death, you tend to live more.
Yeah, but I think I'm boring. Like, I don't do anything like my version of fun. I'm cool chilling at home watching movies or being with my kids or whatever. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I was always the designated driver, so I'm just not like out there like that. I don't know. So my mom and my daughter's always like, you need to go do stuff. Yeah, but do what? I don't have fun at clubs. Like,
what?
Oh, the Essence
yeah.
Festival.
Hmm?
Essence Fest.
Essence
Essence
Festival.
Festival.
I'm gonna get bugged the whole time. Take a picture. Like, you got to be in the mood for that.
Got you.
So, I mean, I don't know if I would find that fun, because like cigarette smoke gives me headaches. Like, I don't know. I just don't have fun partying like that.
Well,
And
you
I
love to dance, which is crazy though.
Yeah, I used to like going out, but I got tired of being the designated driver, picking up all the alcoholics and the drunks and driving and then peeing on themselves and just everything. Like, girl, let me clean you up. Like, I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's only fun to be around drunk people when you're drunk too. It's not fun
Yeah,
when you're
because
the only sober
stuff
one.
be funny to them, and you be sitting there like, that just wasn't funny.
You get irritated.
Yeah, right.
Like, shut up.
Yeah. And they talk real close, like, hi. Like, it's like breath be all stank. So I don't know. So I'm kind of boring.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
A sick
we're gonna
life.
read the book.
I'm definitely going to read the book, but that's not going to do
Somebody
you
just
any
stole my
good,
book.
because
Why?
No, your book's
you're
right
not going to be
here.
here.
Oh.
Like, I'm not,
I'll be able to ask them?
Yes. You know what I mean? So apologies for not being
But why
prepared.
don't you
No, I
DM
appreciate
Chili and you can ask her to ask T-Boz.
Chili got me blocked
Oh.
for no reason. Still
And
for-
I do
still
want to
for
say,
no reason, by
I
the
put
way.
out an audio CD. I have nothing to do with that. I have an audio CD, and I put out a single called Dreams that I wrote about my mom. So I have 2 songs on the audio CD as well, and I have a book signing today at 6:30 in Union.
Union Square?
Yeah, Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
If y'all wanna, is this playing? When's
Tomorrow.
this playing?
This is
So it was
Well, they
yesterday.
gonna miss it.
Yeah, they gonna miss it.
Well, just X that
Tell
out.
them go
We're
buy the
gonna
book.
exit that out. We're gonna take that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure you buy this
Go
book.
buy
A
this
Sick
book. Or
Life.
pick
You
up the
can go
book
ahead and buy the
that,
single.
that we haven't read yet.
No,
Pick up the book,
listen, I
pick up
read
the single.
about, I'm a speed reader.
Okay.
So I read about 70 pages this morning. I'm going to go home and
Wow.
finish it, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well,
And
thank you
thanks
for
having
joining
me.
us. A Sick Life, pick it up. It's T-Boz. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.